screws. It's a Siddhartha Bank 6 and Neesham gets moving.
And this is the risk though, isn't it? You try and fire it in, you drag it down a little bit, and Jimmy's there waiting to say good night. Off I go. Good length, just holds its line, doesn't it? Little bit of offer a turn. And Mohsin, head up, trying to follow Neesham's lead. It'd have been stumped anyway, his foot was out of the crease. But it's a big wicket for the Royals. And Mohsin goes for 3, and the Bolt's now 124 for 6.
Scotty Kuggeleijn will bowl over 19. You'd imagine then it will be Avinash Bahara to bowl 20. And for young Akash Tripathi, he simply has one role. It is get Neesham on strike. Chance he may not even face a ball here because he's at the non-striker's end. Neesham will look to do as much damage as he can with these final 12.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it off air, you know. If you're the coach, you want Jimmy Neesham to bat as many overs as he can. Get a sighter, and it's going to end up, if he bats through now, you'd be thinking, wouldn't you, if only you'd have got in 2 or 3 overs, 3 overs earlier.
Clipped away, pace on. 4 more, misfield in the deep. Big moment, Neesham will keep the strike.
See, this is what it does. When a batter comes to the crease, who's capable of hitting any bowler out of the attack, and he hits a few maximums, panic sets in. Kuggeleijn, 15 wickets so far in this tournament, and bounces over the fielder.
Naresh Bhatia out there with the misfield, a critical error. He's one big one away from back-to-back 50s now. Now he's going to want to. Tripathi tries to get back, but Neesham says no, I'll be run out.
Well, I don't know if I think I'd have been pushing for 2 there, but the risk of getting run out, it's like anything. If Jimmy can just face 6 balls in an over and he's on song, anything can happen. Anything. 36 in the over, quite easily. He's capable of doing that.
Well, I think 36 in the over would obviously send this place into raptures and send it viral around the world yet again. But I think genuinely, if they could somehow get to 160, you might think that's a big ask.
Yeah, I think I said start 160 for me. We had Saif on interview earlier while he was fielding, and he said we believe we can keep him under 150.
Well done, young Akash Tripathi. Good clarity of thought, gets the single.
Yeah, well played actually. Put Jimmy Neesham back on strike. It's the only way they're going to get over that 150 mark. And like I said, Saif Saeed mentioned, but if they can just keep him under 50, look at that, the last 30 balls, they've upped the tempo, haven't they? 49 runs, just to 2 wickets. The Jimmy Neesham effect.
Absolutely, and it hasn't come a moment too soon for the Bolts fans. What a crowd we have again, love that view. Bowled him! Bowled him, bowled him, bowled him! And it's the off-cutter. Shows respect to Neesham, he doesn't celebrate it. That may change the equation from 160 down to 140 or less. It's a massive wicket, and it's the tournament's leading wicket taker.
It is indeed the tournament leading wicket taker into the attack, bowling at one of the best players in the tournament. And there it is, the deceiving slow ball. Jimmy tries to hit it with the leg, gone through his shot. Clever bowling from Kuggeleijn. Another wicket to the tally. That's 16 he's now got in this NPL. And the wonder man, the star man, the big 6-hitter, Neesham goes 45, just 23 balls. But the ball struggling for me, 130 for 7.
Shermala, whose bowling has had a significant impact as the tournament has gone on. He'll have work to do, just 8 balls left in the innings. Well, the 160, I think that's gone out the window. Might do well to scrap up to 140 now from here. 2 is the call, but Kuggeleijn will do the fielding. Oh no, he won't.
Yeah, good running, actually. See, there's more ways to skin a cat. You've got mixing his pace up well, is Kuggeleijn. You first come to the crease, you just want to get bat and ball. And it goes to show the fielders, no one at mid-wicket. Deep mid-wicket out on the boundary, just tap and run. Tap and run, look, good running between the wickets. He turned blind, but they still got the 2.
Always coaching, Guffey. Edged away, that's going to help. But it won't be 2 this time. Single to close out Kuggeleijn's spell. He finishes with 1 for 32. It's 1-3-3 for 7. Well, the Kiwi is clear at the top. Remember, Sohail Tanvir and Rajan Dakal, their tournaments are over after the Chitwan Rhinos crashed out this morning in what we felt was a pretty big upset. But Lalit Rajbanshi may have a word or two to say about that leading wicket taker just yet.
Well, he's going to have to perform well with a ball for the Bolts. He got 133 for 7. Be less than the wanted, but can they get another 10 runs from somewhere?
Bahara into the attack, hit down towards Long On, who holds the catch. Brandon McMullen is a fine all-rounder, and he's made that look easy. Mala perishes in the hunt for quick runs.
Well, it's unlucky that actually from Mala. It disappointed, but he's just come to the crease. Again, another cutter into the pitch. It seems to be the way they're going, the Royals, always thinking decent strike, the pace off the ball, straight down the throat of McMillan on the boundary, and another wicket falls. Shermala for 3, and the Bolts 133 for 8.
Kishore Mahado, the new man to the crease, just helped around the corner where Harmeet Singh does the fielding. He's not going to capture the headlines, but those 4 overs of Harmeet Singh, really important in the context of this first v second clash. 4 overs, none for 13.
You know, when he came into the side, I saw him at close quarters at a tournament over in Guyana, and when he told me he was coming over here, I thought, phew, he's going to be a game changer. And then I saw the team we were coming to, and I thought, a definite game changer.
I think this might just be angling down. My initial instinct, this is a good decision from Buddy Pradhan. It was tailing in late. Is it just doing too much to miss the leg stump?
Tell you what, credit to the bowler, well bowled. Very, very good Yorker, but just sliding down the leg side. You always can tell with the keeper. You watch the keeper where he's going.
Another cutter into the surface and all the protections out there. Iree does such a great job at getting himself in what he feels are going to be the most highly trafficked positions. With a look at the dismissal here, well judged catch from Brandon McMullen.
Yeah, well judged. Nothing wrong with what the batter did, just didn't get enough on it. Clever bowling. They do their own work, the Royals. They seem a very organised unit with bat and ball. A lot of thinking goes on in their camp, and you can tell with the performances.
Clothed to Long On. They'll want the second, and marvellous running is going to get them there.
He lapped him. That's always the advantage if you're the non-striker. You can bat up. He nearly lapped him. Watch this. He lapped him. Oh, misfield. Enabled them to get back for two. Good running from the Bolts.
Just good game awareness. You know that your role is to get the head down and run two. Give Tripathi, the more recognised batter, the strike. If you're run out coming to the non-striker's end, so be it. Really good. Final ball of the first innings. Edged away. Fielder should probably have held that, as Mahato wants another, and he'll be run out in the late hunt for more runs. Merely a footnote. They got the single, they won't get the second, and it will be 139 for 9 that the Bolts will finish with, meaning the Sudha Prashim Royals will need 140 to win and to become the first team through to the grand final on Saturday the 21st of September. And if you look at Dipender Singh Airi right there, he's celebrating. He thinks that's a great first innings from his team.
Well, I think it is, and I think they were trying to keep them under 150. That was always the call. But here it is, the final wicket. Straight to the fielder at short thirds. And he was, well, they nearly ended up at both ends. Tried to turn back. Comfortable run out. And he summed up the performance for the Bolts. It was scrappy. But the Royals have been outstanding. Well led by that man on screen. Ari, energy in the field, lifts the team around him. Superb cricketer. Been really, really impressed by him. Fantastic performance from the Royals.
You can just see the love that he has in that Sudha Prashim camp as he walks off. Every single one of his support staff and his teammates wanting to give him a high five. He was the star of the show, but so too was that man on your screen yet again. Jimmy Neesham with 45 off just 23, continued his strike rate at up and around 200, but it was a strange innings for the 5 batters above him. None of them really striking at more than a run a ball. 12, 11, 26, 12 and 11. They all got in, but they then all got out.
And the partnerships. No real partnership again, and that's why they've fallen short of the set target they wanted. Neesham needed to be in earlier for me, he really did. Give him a couple of overs to have a look at it and get used to the pace, but the 20s there, the partnerships, and that's why they're stuck on a total of 139. Probably 20 below par for me.
Incredible to think the highest partnership of the innings was 27. For the bowlers, well, Dipender Singh Airi will hit the headlines again, but a special mention for Harmeet Singh with 4 incredibly economical overs. I thought Abhinesh Bahara bowled nicely with his 2 overs too. And there was 2 wickets for Saif Zaib and another one for the tournament's leading wicket taker, Scott Kuggeleijn. Okay, Goffey, let's get a look at the best of the highlights of that first innings. Remember the Bolts at the hammer blow. We'll have no Anil Kumar Shah at the top. It meant that Asif Sheikh had to captain and open the batting with Lahiru Malantha, and Malantha was the first to go, plumb as they come, before we saw nearly the second wicket, and a few moments of brilliance from Asif Sheikh before he was cleaned up. So many of the batters getting in and getting out. Harsh Thakur had a life, then he clubbed one down the ground for 4. And really there was no momentum, particularly once this run out from Dipender Singh Airi came to fruition. Yet another one for the highlight reel.
It is, but there wasn't many highlights after that until really Jimmy Neesham come to the crease. They just never really got a partnership, and then Jimmy came, as we're just talking about, and he hit some huge sixes, just over a couple of them, and then the LBW there. And Neesham again. Some good strikes of a cricket ball. Wonderful cricket shots, them actually. And there he goes, some great strikes of a cricket ball. Well done, Jimmy Neesham.
You're spot on. It wasn't all just belligerent hitting, was it? There was some class touches as well, particularly off Kuggeleijn. There was Mala's dismissal from Airi's final delivery, and the big one that went to Kuggeleijn. And then it was a procession. Sharmila fell, pulled out to long on, and Keisha Mahato was run out right at the death. It meant that the Bolts are going to have to be satisfied with what we feel is an under par, 139 for 9. Can they defend this, Goffey?
Well, they can defend it, they really can, and you've always got to believe when you go out. I think they've got a decent bowling lineup. But like I say, I think par would have been around that 155 mark. They're well short of that, but you've got to believe you can win from here.
And the 4 overs of Lalit Rajbanshi are going to be absolutely key. Well, we're all set nearly for the second innings of El Clasico. Don't go anywhere too far.
We are back live from the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Sudhir Paschim Royals taking on Janakpur Bowls Qualifier 1, and the chase is on. Batting first, Janakpur Bowls got to 139 for 9 in their 20 overs. It was one man once again who took them to that score. Jimmy Neesham's 45 of 23 is the reason why they have a total to defend and bowl at. Otherwise, the batters got off to starts and gave it away. The top 5 getting into double figures but not really carrying on. It's only Neesham's innings of note that has got them anyway close to the 140 run mark. 10 extras, but it was a bowler's day out once again for the Sudhir Paschim Royals, and the captain Deependra Singh Airi leading from the front. Brilliant in the field and with the ball as well. Took on the responsibility early, bowled in the power play, got Milanta as early as the third over, and they just kept darting the ball into the batters and not allowing them any room. He finished with figures of 3 for 29 and 4 and has 8 wickets so far in the tournament, leading from the front. A very good afternoon to H.D. Ackerman as well.
Good afternoon, Mikhail, and good afternoon to all our viewers who have tuned in. A very good bowling performance by the Royals. Yes, Scott Kuggeleijn came in for a few lusty blows in his last couple of overs, but that was only courtesy of Jimmy Neesham. How good has Harmeet Singh been since he arrived here in Nepal? No wickets, but an economy of just over 3 is quite exceptional.
On a surface like this, where we've seen plenty of runs, the Royals would want to believe the chase is very much on, and I reckon the bowls are 20 to 30 runs short. This after they won the toss and decided to bat first, HD.
I think they'll feel as though there are a few short. I mean, you mentioned that Neesham was the only one that really made a significant contribution. You talked about starts. The problem is that those starts were worth is that the strike rate was nothing. Even though they got starts, they were under 100. Saif Ali Zaid is the man who will open the innings. He's got a nice strike rate of 126. He's had a top score of 90 in this competition, and his all-round ability has stood him in good stead for this Royals team. And his partner, Binod Bandari, who's just taken off the wicket-keeping gloves. Again, someone who's promised but hasn't gone on and posted that real significant number.
Yeah, he's got a couple of 30s to his credit, and that man, he certainly grabbed everyone's attention with his bowling performance yet again. One of the leading wicket takers, second on that list, Lalit Rajbanshi, left-arm orthodox spin from the Combox end. A best of 3 for 8, and for someone to be bowling in the power play with an economy under 5, this is the reason why he's also playing for Nepal, HD.
Yeah, the Bolts have said, well, we don't care that a left-hander's on strike. We're going to bowl a left-arm spinner.
All set for ball 1 in this chase. 140 is what the Royals need. And we talk about matchups. We did have a discussion with Darren as well. You're not a big fan of matchups, right, HD?
No, I understand them. I just think we get caught up in them. In that one feels that you have to go to a matchup. To me, if you have the best bowler, I think that the best bowler must bowl. And the Bolts have shown that right here. He bowls with such lovely flight and control, Rajbanshi. I've no doubt that Zaid will go after him. He'll just want a little feel first.
In only his second delivery, he went for the reverse. These are signs of things to come. Yes, and that's clean striking. Lovely ball striking. What a way to get off the mark and get the first runs on the board. The Royals are up and running. That's a big home run.
So just a couple of sighters, and then the use of the feet. And we talk about matchups. This is what Zaid will be looking at. He'll be saying, well, the left armer, he can't afford to settle against me because it is my matchup. And the team would have discussed that.
He drags it from outside off. That's in the gap as well. 10 runs in the last 2 deliveries. And this is very good attacking cricket from the Royals very early in this chase.
clever. Very clever from Zabe as well. The mid-on goes back to the boundary. So there's no use of the feet, this time on bended knee, and purposely gets the ball well in front of square because there is that man on the square leg boundary.
And some of the best sides, HD, don't really tinker, chop and change much. Royals has been one of them.
You know, not only do they not tinker with their batting lineup, but they don't tinker with their starting 11.
Nicely worked away, finds the fielder. Wow, exciting start here for the Royals. They've accumulated 10 in the first. It's been a good outing so far. 10 for no loss after over number 1. You have to immerse yourself in the beauty, magic and wonder of Nepal. Be rest assured, the warmth of the people will capture your heart, and the snow-peak mountains will touch your soul as well. Incredible atmosphere, and we are soaking into it and loving every bit of it, HD.
Yeah, it really has been. I don't mean any disrespect when I say surprisingly good. It's just I'd never been to Nepal before, so I had no expectations. It's been amazing, quite amazing. As is this man with ball in hand. One of the few seamers to really shine here at the MPL.
Like it takes the leading edge. There's protection in the deep. Vinod will get off the mark as well.
Not surprised at all with the way that the Royals are going about their work here, because in the 7 matches that they've played, they have always outscored the opposition in their power play. They look to break the back of a chase early on.
Well, that's an interesting piece of stat you shared with us, HD. They've dominated all power plays against their opponents. Crisp. He's timing it so well. Just shows the zone and the form that he's in, HD.
Skipper. Good outing with the ball. My, is he entertaining in the field, though. Yeah, he's timed the ball nicely there. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed that he didn't beat the man at backward point. I think with Mahato, you can afford to look to time the ball. He doesn't bowl a lot of change-ups. He likes to bowl seam up. And so you can just stand and try and play authentic cricket strokes.
Yeah, they're looking for the second, and that's very good running as well. Yeah, in the last over, we did speak about sticking to that same combination. Don't change the core of the team. And the only side that I've felt, and you did mention as well, the Royals have been very clear with their plans, their batters, the order. Does that really help in a tournament like this?
Well, I suppose it's easy to be like that if you keep winning. I mean, they've only lost the 1 game. But what it does make, it makes the players very calm within dressing rooms, in hotels, when they know that if the coach has sat them down and said, look, this is the 11 I would like to go with. Maybe there's a situation where I make 1 change here or 1 change there, depending if a surface is going to offer more spin or suddenly there's going to be some seam, or I might want another left-hander. But I'm not going to be making wholesale changes during this tournament. It just eases everyone inside a dressing room.
Yes, you need a secured environment. I get what you're saying, HD. Very fine shot third here. Nicely driven again, straight to the fielder. Too good a shot not to buy a run over there.
The only concern here for the Royals is that Zabe and Binod are so desperate to get them off to a flyer that even though he's played some useful strokes, they haven't gone for a run. And so does he lose that patience? He doesn't need to, because the net run rate, the run rate is not something that they need to be frightened of.
Just guides it towards backward point. Zeb will push for the second and come back as well. And the bowlers need to make a mental note of where to bowl to this man Zeb. He's so severe. 2 gone, 15 for no loss. Qualifier 1 is a full house. Be rest assured the coming 2 days as well, there'll not be an inch to move here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Lalit Rajbanshi taken for 10 runs in his first over, but this time he'll be bowling to Binod Bhandari with a slip in place.
It's his variation of pace that Bhandari's got to be careful of.
Yeah, Bhandari likes to give the premeditated charge very early. He preempts a couple of deliveries.
The big spinning delivery is the one that he normally tosses up, Rajbanshi, and then the one that's a little bit flatter, he tends to just skid on, looking for that front pad. Brandon McMullen padded up on the right. Harmeet Singh, who was so good with the ball, left of screen.
Saw Harmeet come a couple of times at number 3. He does not look padded up, which means it's going to be McMullen, and I feel it's a good move.
And we talked about them not altering their batting lineup. They actually did in their previous game, and I thought that was an error. Yes, they emerged victorious, but they needed good innings from their captain.
Yeah, that's the charge. He likes to use his feet to the spinners, even the pacers. But you've been mighty impressed by Ishan Pandey, HT.
I do. A lot's been made of the icon players here, and they've been brilliant. You know, Rohit Podell and Kushal Malla, and of course Dipendra Singh Ari. But Ish Pandey for me has been one of those who aren't an icon player, who I think has been brilliant in pressurized situations. He's always played well. You know, I think as a coach or a selector, I think you're looking for players who produce performances in difficult situations, not someone who goes and gets a 30 not out, needing, you know, and then you lose by 20 runs. You want someone who provides you with that innings that helps you cross the line, and he's done it on a couple of occasions.
That's a very fine strike, but has he found the toe end of the bat? Fielder giving chase, and he brings it back in. Very nicely done in the deep. It got a lot of height on this occasion. Didn't quite go the distance, but great work in the deep.
Amazing. Again, the lack of pace. He bowls it up in the air, and Binod doesn't quite get there. Still swings through it, and it finds the toe end of the bat. Saka does well.
He looked good with the bat as well, scoring 26. Kansakar was then run out. Courtesy, Ivory brilliance in the middle. Meanwhile, that'll be referred upstairs for a quick boundary check as well. Well within the ropes. Yeah, and point of impact with the ball. He's airborne. Looks fine. He's done well. Well done, Shubh Kansakar. Yeah, good partnership there. Neesham coming by and ensuring only 2 runs are given away. Yeah, you did speak about Ishan Pandey showing a lot of maturity. With all the good cricketing shots he has in the middle, he has a calm mind in adverse situations. Yeah, a good partnership will add a lot of solidity in this chase for the boys in yellow. Anil Kumar Shah, yeah, he is missing out because of an injury. Easy sitting over the HT. cut away, in the gap, firmly struck. 4 more, don't bother running, go fetch it. 7 runs off this over, 22 after over number 3. The crowd's going in a tizzy. It's a frenzy out there, and the vibe is felt everywhere in the TU Stadium. 2 of the best teams in action, and the Sudur Paschim Royals have certainly made the most of it in this contest so far as Harsh Thakur comes on to bowl. He's had a good tournament with bat and ball. 10 wickets for him, an economy under 6.5. He's got a 5-4 in the tournament as well. And that came against the Chitwan Rhinos in that 1-run win. What an effort by him.
I love the boundary that ended the previous over. Just really enjoyed it because he had used his feet so often. And often when you do that, the spinner tends to bowl the drag down, thinking you coming again.
Good partnership so far, 23 and 20. Actually, just coming back to that boundary and the developments that got into that particular delivery, how much does the batter try to read into the bowler's mind as well? We know bowlers reading a lot of the batter's mind, but how much does the batter preempt the next delivery?
You would be planning certain things. So as a batter, you would definitely be saying, look, I'm going to come down the wicket, and if I'm not quite at the pitch, I'll just defend it. But then maybe in the next delivery, I'll just drop my shoulder before he runs in. And he might think that I'm coming, but I don't. And then he drags it down and I play the cut shot. So you are thinking all the time about how to get a bowler to leave a length that you're going to struggle with. You'll see a sweep shot gets played as well. That can often mess with a bowler's length.
And the mind game certainly does come into act. And these days we do see batters moving so much in the crease. We talk about the trigger movement as well.
Well, the key thing about trigger movements is that by the time the bowler gets to leave the ball, you need to be dead still. It doesn't matter if you do the shuffle or the tango or the foxtrot, but you've got to be dead still at point of delivery so that you can do that. A Siddhartha Bank 6 to end the 4th, 29 without loss.
Things looking good at the moment for the Royals. They're finding the big hits, the 4s with these. They've already hit 2 4s and 2 6s in the first 4 overs. And Binod Bhandari in the last over looked very good, HD.
Hitting with the spin, that's the key. That's the area he'll be looking of Harsh Thakur. Long on, all the way to deep mid-wicket. Super blow.
Here comes the captain's go-to man, Jimmy Neesham. He's not happy, Mr. Neesham. Oh, walks back a little baffled and amazed, with a cheeky grin as well. What a player to have in the side. Multi-dimensional. X-Factor players in T20 cricket. Order of play now, HD.
Well, I think every player is an X-Factor player now. I mean, I just don't think that you can say that as a cricketer. I don't think you can say anymore that I'm going to just play in a specific way. You can almost understand why Neesham's a little bit aggrieved. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think the players have got to be very, very adaptable. But I think when you're talking X-Factor, you're talking the likes of Rishabh Pant. I mean, even someone like Rinku Singh, that's an X-Factor player. Jimmy Neesham is that he can change the match in a blink of an eye. I mean, that's what he was doing there. He walked in and suddenly he made batting look easy, 45 of 23, where everyone else struggled. Those are your X-Factor players. I understand where you're going. But I think nowadays there's so many within the starting 11.
Initially, players would come with role definition, with a profile, with a designation. But today it has all changed.
Got to be very adaptable. I mean, nowadays coaches will just say to someone who's having a cup of tea at the back, put your pads on, you're in next, because he likes the matchup.
What a shot! That stays, hit and goes the distance. Just the swivel that came in, a little too short, and he's pounced on that one. Zaid is batting like a dream in the middle.
This is right out the middle. I mean, the sound that it makes off the bat. That's back of a length. It's not short. Yep. I think he even acknowledges that that's a goodie.
Maybe an indication how good the surface is as well, HD. Edged. Oh, what a fielder. Zaid's having a feast of a time in the middle. He's dealing in boundaries. And they've raced to 38 inside 5.
They're doing it again. They're doing it again, the Royals. They're outscoring the opposition inside the power play. And what that does is it just releases the tension in the dugout. And it makes those who can walk to the wicket, if they choose to take a little bit of time, it affords them that time.
Yeah, they've knocked off 40 runs. Of the 140, they need to get 3 4s, 3 6s in the first 5 overs. This one's a wide, and he's kicking the turf as well.
The thing about Jimmy Neesham is that he is a cricketer, or he's a bowler that ordinarily, I think now in the latter stages of his career, likes to bowl outside of the power play with his mixing and matching of his cutters and off cutters. Here, the added responsibility of having to bowl inside the power play, because it's only really him and Kishore Mahato who bowl seamers in this bowling lineup.
Nicely played. I was always looking at this second innings chase as a contest between the variety and variation in the bowling of the Janakpur bowls with the depth of the Sudham Parshin Royals batting, HD.
The real strength that the Bolts have is their spin department. Yes, Mahato's done nicely. Yes, Neesham is a good seamer. But you think of Rajbanshi, the left arm spinner. You think of Sharmila, the mystery spinner. Harsh Thakur, the off spinner. And then Mohammad Mohsin with his leg spin. So they really have got all bases covered. 4 really good spinners in your side. You know, that really means that your seamers only actually have to bowl 2 each if they bowl well.
Neesham's not impressed. The batter's not ready at his mark. And then final delivery of the 5th over. Works it away. Nicely tucked away. Now he's lost his bat at the non-striker's end. He'll only get a single. This has been a very good first 5 overs for the Royals. In hot pursuit of 139, they've knocked off 43 with 10 wickets in hand.
Well, the Royals very much looking good here. We got off to a great start. A very good first innings, I thought, too. As Harsh Thakur is going to bowl around the wicket to Binod Bandari here. I'm rejoined by Darren Gough. Goughy, any way back into this game for the Bolts, or is it all over already?
Well, never say never, but they're going to have to do something pretty special to get back into it.
Half a stop, just half a stop from Mahato. Two ways to look at that: single given away or 3 runs saved. Mohamed Mohsin is going to be critical, isn't he? You'd imagine he'll bowl the next over, come straight in after the power play, the leg spinner.
Yeah, he's going to have to get into the attack and deliver something special. If Saeed's got off to a flyer, 26 from 17. Binod has tried to run a ball. He's played some big shots.
Nice power sweep, but there is a man out there, Rajbanshi, who does the fielding. Just heard the two boys, didn't we, Mikel and HD, talk about how balanced this attack is for the Bolts. That's all well and good, but when you've only 140 on the board on what we think is a very, very good batting wicket, you're up against it, and they're still yet to find a wicket here in this power play.
I mean, you look at the Bolts and you think, I can't quite work it out. I think they should be better than what they've been this tournament, and that sounds stupid because they're here, first versus second, with a chance of going straight into the final. But they've got so many options with the ball. It's about getting those options right. Mahato at the top has bowled beautifully. Rajbanshi has bowled beautifully as well. But they've got to get runs on the board. They seem to be relying on Jimmy Neesham to have fireworks in the middle, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
The biggest problem, and I fully agree with you, is that Malantha got off to a flyer before you were with us, and kind of the last 3 or 4 games he's not done a lot. Having the mandatory concussion check here just because the umpire feels as though it came up into the kind of wrist or helmet area of Binod Bandari, and actually this little break in play might be a good thing. And it gives us a chance. Is this your favourite tune? Mata Dale Dale?
They're all pretty good, to be honest. As I said, I'm going to take this DJ home with me. There's no worries about it. But it's a proper tune. I can see this taking off next year in the England. There you go, a little bit of a top edge onto the grill. Right thing, the checkup, important these days to go through the checkup. You get the physio on, the doctor on.
Could imagine that at the 100. Packed out oval, 25,000. With a bit of innovation. Just be a single. They're really in cruise control here, the Royals. They've looked the best team in the tournament, let's be fair.
Well, they were a good team, weren't they? And then they brought in another left-arm spinner in Harmeet Singh that just really strengthened them. The silly thing is, he said to me, he said, oh no, I was going to one team, and then because I can't get to Nepal until the 10th, I'm playing for a different team. Well, son, you've made the right choice. You've come to a very good team. They've got a bit of everything. And like saying, Zaib, he's got runs for him at the top, and he's got 10 wickets as well, is it? I think 10 wickets in the tournament.
He's been kind of the sleeper, isn't he? Just had a really good tournament. The power play belongs to the Royals. They have a tight clasp on this game. It's 48 for none.
You're always quite unsure and getting here. The people, the crowds,
All the wrist spinners in the world get
with age. You've got Imran Tahir, who got better and better.
probably add Tabraiz Shamsi. Okay, it's that time.
Things as well, just to top it.
They need wickets. The 50's up in the 7th. Well,
Sun.
all. They made it look very easy on what we feel is a very fine batting surface, and as a consequence, Asif Sheikh, who's the new captain,
Yeah, a bit of width, wasn't it? Could get his arms free to free it there. Over cover, bit against the spin.
Now, Darren, we've got a conundrum. We've got a problem, if you will. And this problem involves you, because for those fans who haven't seen it yet, might not be able to show it till after this ball, but you've got a couple of special tattoos there on your right arm. You showed us them earlier. So we've got the rhino on the shoulder. Jeez, come on, get it out. Show us prop.
Then I've got the lion on the forearm. There you go.
Up a bit. There we go.
There's
Okay.
the lion.
I've got bad news for you. The Lumbini Lions are out of the tournament, and the Chitwan Rhinos are gone. Who are you supporting now?
Well, obviously, on the badge on the Sudapasham Royals is the lion. So I've got to go with the Royals. I don't like yellow, but I'm definitely not a Man City fan. Let me assure you that. Nor a Man United fan as well.
Well, you might be right about the Royals, I'll tell you. They're looking so good, aren't they, in cruise control? Where did it go wrong for your Rhinos?
Thinking on matchups. Mala came too late into the game. They were relying then on Bapara. As long as Bapara was at the crease, they had a chance chasing. They got too many. 175. 160 was the score.
Luke Benkenstein didn't even bowl.
Exactly. I mean, I was disappointed. I really was.
Full toss, hammer.
The wicket. And Zaid.
Well, there's almost always a twist here in Nepal. However one-sided you may feel a game is developing, as Brandon McMullen is brought to the crease thanks to, well, a remarkable dismissal, really. It was the rankest of full tosses, wasn't it? And Saif Saib hit it straight to Jimmy Neesham. .50. Taking over though from Mahato. It's 59 for 1. To bowl to. Need a second, the bolts.
He's looked good at the crease without going on and getting a score, but it's one just around the corner, I'm sure of it.
And in a funny way, even if he doesn't get many today, let's say Sudapasham win this game, I think the big stage of the final could be his.
Well, we always say in cricket, how many times do we say that? He's due. He's due. And you keep picking him, he's due.
powered down the ground and powered for four. Fractionally overpitched by Mosen. Looking for the wickets, isn't he? And Bandari cashes in down the ground.
Yeah, good shot from Bandari. He's been trying to get going without having much success, but he just keeps ticking along. He's moved on to 23 from 27 now, but poor footwork from Mosin there. And cell boundary. Goes just the biggest thing in cricket, we're all, aren't we? That's what they definitely ball out to the order.
I just don't. You'll have 1,000 people around you. Can't be easy up there, can it? In the most densely packed parts of the stands.
All wanting to get their hands on 25,000. That's the problem. It's not one-handed, is it? It can be two hands, anything. You can use a bucket.
I think we've only had the two official ones so far. Some were asking, well, hold on, why didn't the ones in the early games count? It only started about 5 days in this promotion, so we have two official. I think it might have been in the same day. It was an old. We've got a saying in Dublin, the Dublin buses, you don't see one for an age and then two
they
or
all come
three.
at once, yeah.
This will be prides himself on his there's
This chase is back-to-back.
Hasn't play now. Is he going to come again, or does he stay at home? Does Rajbanshi drop it slightly shorter? Tricky delivery to bowl now.
Thick outside edge. And when things are not going your way, they're really not going your way. They pick up 3 off this one.
It's nicely bowled. Nicely bowled. He threw it up there again. Enticing Binod to play a big stroke, but he didn't. This is his highest total. An opportunity here to join the long list of players that have got a half century in this tournament.
They'll pick up a single, and that's going to be the end of the 11th. It's 90 for 1. That was a big over, thanks to Binod. 2 back-to-back sixes. He's dented Lalit Rajabanshi's figures a little bit. Just 50 needed now from 54 deliveries. Pick up a single, and we're going to go down to Andrew Leonard, who's got Scott Kugelheim with him.
And the people, yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
What about the coach and captain, Dipender Singh Ari, Jagat Tamada? They seem like a great leadership combo.
Yeah, they're very just genuine people that put out good messages and good energy. So when you've got that energy around the group, it makes it a lot easier to perform.
Have to ask you about Dipender Singh Ari's fielding. Have you ever played with anyone as good as him, as fast as him? Another world-class run out today?
I've played with some seriously good fielders, but as fast as him, I'd say probably only one, and that's Glenn Phillips. But he is, yeah, he's an unreal athlete, and yeah, great to have out there.
Yeah, when you think about all of his three-dimensional skills, batting, bowling, and fielding, as McMullen goes down the ground and goes all the way for 6. McMullen's not a bad player either, is he?
No, McMullen's a class player. Yeah, he's been great to get to know as well. Really good guy, and yeah, no, he's playing well here too. So no, it's roll on.
How important is this game? You're in full control of it right now. Is it the fact you'll get 2 days off building up to the final as much as anything that makes it so vital?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I really, didn't want to have to play an extra game. So yeah, I'm stoked with the way things are going right now.
Yeah, not quite there yet, but you're almost there, Scotty. As we see McMullen go down the ground again. You've never been to Nepal before. Have you enjoyed it off the field?
It's been great. Yeah, we've been taken to some interesting places, and yeah, just learning their culture, and yeah, just the humbleness of the people and the willing to help you out and do things is, yeah, it's been really good.
Looking really good to get to that grand final now on Saturday the 21st. The fans have been exceptional throughout the tournament. What might it be like on grand final day if you're there?
I don't know if we can get much more than this or much louder, to be honest. I'm trying to look for a spot that actually doesn't have... Tournament just keeps expanding and yeah, grows momentum over the years.
Scotty, lovely talking to you. Very best of luck. The score now at the end of the over, it is 99 for 1.
Lawson back into the attack for his third. 6 bowlers used. It's been quite comfortable. Would you have said they were about 20 runs short?
So strong. Brandon McMullen is down the ground and all the way. Well, I think the scoreboard tells you they're 20 short. They only need 5 and over now. I think they broke the back in the chase, to be honest, in order to give their spinners a chance, the Bolts. They needed to be tight up front, which they weren't, and so the Royals batters can just stand and wait for a loose delivery, and when it comes, put it away.
Bit too short this time. Onto that back foot and cut away. It's another Super 4 powered by Encel. This is paddled and it's going to run for 2 runs. The bowling's just looked a bit ordinary today.
That brings up the 50 partnership. Going back to the spinners of the Bolts, I think that they're a real threat to any team they play against, but the problem is when you don't have a big total, batters aren't under pressure to go after the wrist spinners. This will be 50. Lovely innings by Bandari.
"51 off 32, and he looks to be in some discomfort. Not the celebration you'd expect after someone pulls up a half century, and he is in some serious pain. It looked like he just rolled his ankle as he was running through. And those can take.
Yeah, for the Bolts, but the amazing thing for me is that there isn't a team huddle. But no. If he's going to continue, or if maybe the Tiger is going to make his way onto the ground and finish things off.
He smashed 3 4s and 3 long 6s. And the bowling really haven't beat well as well, and he's looked quite comfortable throughout this half.
It's going to continue. He did look a little bit ginger.
The bowling is. Decent partnership, 55 off just 33 balls. Binod Bandari. The accelerator, 32 off just 17 deliveries in that, with McMullen 23 off 16. It's just been a very confident start with the bat for the Royals. Saif Ali Zaid, the only wicket to fall, but even he looked good. 32 off 21 from him today.
Some shot this to end the over. Yes, granted, it's a little bit on the short side, but there's a sweeper back.
Singles will do it.
Geez, they look good. They really have looked good. I almost think this has been their best performance. But don't get me wrong, they've been quite brilliant throughout the tournament. Just the one stumble in the loss, but today Great with the ball, brilliant in the field, unbelievable with the bat.
Yeah, they've almost played the perfect game, haven't they? The perfect game, and very, very near to getting themselves in to the final.
May just have been looking for a single down the ground there, Brandon McMullen, so thinks that he missed out. The closing of the face might have given him more past mid-wicket. Just no risk that needs to be taken at all. They can just stand, play every single ball virtually on its merit. The Bolts are not trying to do anything different. They're not bringing an extra man inside the 30-yard circle to try and create a little bit of pressure in order to get a wicket. They almost just have succumbed and thought, well, you know what, we'll go again tomorrow.
Goes for the big one, straight down the ground. The aggression's good. The intelligence is good. The Bolts, though, they're going up against a very strong side in the Yaks. They look very confident today, and they also played a near-perfect game.
You know, that was the Yaks' best game by a long way, by an absolute country mile, the best performance of the entire tournament. I know that they won 4 on the bounce in sort of the middle of the tournament, but their batting, they've never reached 150 until today.
It's going to be a dot, and the end of the 14th, it's 115 for 1. That's the Emoda. It's the fastest growing brand in the world. They've got the E5 long-range SUV at a range of 430 kilometers. Blade battery technology, very futuristic and HD. I was in that car all the way to Nagarkot yesterday. Smooth ride, and those are not the smoothest roads. Goes down the ground, and this time it's going to be caught. Jimmy Neesham in the deep. That's going to be the second wicket. McMullen falls.
Well, the man from Scotland obviously feels his team is home and that he's done enough. Looking to hit this out the ground. He's given Rajbanji another wicket, which gets him closer to Cougar line. Simple catch for a man of Jimmy Neesham's quality in the outfield. And so yet again, Brandon McMullen plays well, but just 25 off 19. He'll want to make a bigger impression come the final. The Royals 115 for 2. Oh, you speak about that motor car. You obviously fortunate enough to get driven around in that car. We get told to either walk or go in a bus or something. So, yep, these are the advantages of having your own personal assistant here in Nepal.
Here we go, HD. In all fairness, you wanted to relax at the hotel, and I wanted to go explore.
Well, we went for a walk. We had to walk.
Good cardio.
Yeah.
They're just watching out for you.
Oh, they're good cars. We were privileged to be in one on the way to our function the other night.
That's a ripper. First up to the skipper, Dipendra Singh Airi.
The Tigers at the crease. Surely the captain wants to take them home. It's a busy cricketer, but how busy is right now?
Turning out to be a decent start to this over. Just need a few more wickets.
Understand why players don't want to take their teams over the line. He's a quality player, Brandon McMullen, and I think there he should just be 40 not out. End of game.
Challenge to get home.
I understand it. It shouldn't be a challenge. But the point is that if you're a player that, if you get paid the big bucks, win your team the game. Win them the game. Don't just... No need to throw it away. Yes, if it goes out the ground, everyone cheers you and you're a hero and you get another contract at another league somewhere around in the world. But I think a more astute coach would be looking at how many games does he win for my team? Not how many sixes does he, how many games does he win?
I suppose that's also the thing when we talk about strike rates a lot, right? How relevant is the strike rate in the grand scheme of things?
Well, it's relevant. I mean, we know that that's what scouts look for. It's big strike rates. But again, I do think that a top scout would look at that situation and say, I expect more from you because I know that you're a good player. Win me the game.
It's a quick single taken off the last delivery. Royals are
Well, it was Builders' decision day. Another El Clasico in this first season of the MPL. Big rivalry already building up between the Sudhir Prashim Royals and the Janakpur Bolts, and it's been all about the men in yellow. Just had a man say down to me pitch side, well, great to have Nepal's MS Dhoni here, isn't it? Number 7 on the back, keeps wicket, smashes it when he bats. Not a bad imitation at all.
Well, it's not, as long as he gets the runs to back it up. It's a brave number to wear in the yellow of the Royals, copying the Chennai Super Kings from the IPL, the legend that is Dhoni. But you've got to remember, these two teams might just meet again. The Canali Yaks would like to believe they can make it to the final. That's if obviously the Royals are going to win this game, which they should from here. 8 wickets in hand.
Yeah, just a few signs after that treatment that Bandari received that he's just slowed down a touch. But you'd imagine, I know Dependra's 1 off 4 here, Dependra Singh Airi, you'd imagine he's just going to get the wrists out and slash one away or look to power one down the ground. 22 to 1 off 26. You should win that 99 times out of 100.
Absolutely, and Ari will be thinking as well, he's had such a big impact as a player in the tournament. That'll be in the back of his mind as well. Finish with a not out as well. Player of the tournament, local player of the tournament. He could be in with a shout. There's a few, but he's up there, and if his team get back to the final and win it, he's got a great chance.
I'll tell you one who may have ruled himself out today, not so much because of his individual performance. He did well again, picking up a wicket and 20 runs, but Kushal Mala's been knocked out. He was right in the reckoning. Oh, beauty. It's only missed on height, this one. We'll get a look again in the next over. Well bowled, Sher Mala. 119 for 2. Glorious shots of the Tribhuvan University campus, and now in to the international cricket ground here. All those snow-tipped mountains in the distance. Particularly beautiful day. Shadows are lengthening. Royals looking to get the job done. 21 to 1 off 24. Jimmy Neesham back into the attack, and there was a man at mid-wicket there, Asif Sheikh, the captain. He'll have been interested just for a moment.
Yeah, big man, Jimmy Neesham. This was the last ball of the previous over. What a delivery that is. Oh, just took a little bit out of the pitch, didn't it? Stuck in the pitch, went the other way. He was happy with that delivery. He deserved more, but wasn't meant to be. Save it for the final.
Have to get through that qualifier 2 tomorrow first. Full toss. It's straight to the man. Like what Asif Sheikh is doing here. The men in the circle are gambling. They're all up saving one. So the extra cover is really close. They're not going to win this by just allowing them to get a run of ball. So they're trying to find some dots.
They need more than dots. They need wickets. They really, really do. The Royals have been impressive. They really have. There you can see on the field, fielders at mid-wicket and short extra are very, very close to the one. And then you've got the security on the boundary for the man who's in, trying to hit the 6.
Tickled around the corner. Irie's so quick, he'll think of a second. Just remarkable, isn't it? Just heard from Scott Kugelheim, pitch side, who's played in the IPL, played all around the world. He said the only cricketer he's ever played with in his life who's even close to as quick as this man is Glenn Phillips. That's the kind of regard Dipender Singh Irie is being spoken within.
Well, he's up there in the fielding stakes as well. He's pretty solid. Like I say, he lifts the energy about him. He lifts everybody around his team. But you've got to remember that not everyone is going to be as quick as he is. Disaster.
Yeah, particularly the gnarled veteran that is Binod Bhandari.
There it is. What a piece of machinery. The Ultraviolet F77. I'm a bike fan myself, and that looks a proper bit of kit. Absolutely fantastic. Top speed of 155 kilometers per hour and 0 to 60 2.8 seconds. Wow, that's quick.
Dangerous areas those, Goffey. Very dangerous areas here in Kathmandu.
I'll tell you what, it'll look good on the winding roads of Yorkshire. Be beautiful biking country, motorbiking country and biking country. If you like the push bike, I prefer the one with an engine.
Likewise. Spend most of my time here in the valley on the back of a two-wheeler. It's the best way to get around. Get onto one of the apps and order it. You get wherever you're going from A to B much, much quicker.
I prefer to sit in one of the cars. They're pretty good. The
car.
cars we have, those are motor cars.
Guided away. And again, Irie wants 2. Again, he forces the fumble. Nisham for the second time in the over. Can't believe what he's watching. 6 come from the 17th. It's 125 for 2. $15 to win off 18 balls. Of course, there's no net run rate interest of any kind. They could win with a ball to spare or 2 overs to spare. They'll still be into that final. Shermala, who has bowled nicely, will have a big role to play tomorrow. And the Bolts are almost hoping in vain now, Goffey.
Yeah, opening. And when you consider that the Royals here making a chase, and Raj Banshi has been the pick of the bowlers for the Bolts over the tournament, right? They took him down today, 37 from his 4. They really went at him, so that could be an interesting matchup come the next game if they play again in the final, if they do play again. Obviously the Canali Yaks will want to get through to the final as well.
This one's going to angle down, I think. Also, the other surprise, Mohamed Mohsin, most economical bowler in the tournament over the longest period, none for 26 off 3. So they've almost seen the strength of the opposition and they've gone after them, the Royals.
Yeah, they have. Here we go. Appeal, leg before, going down. going down the leg. See the keeper again. Always watch the keeper. He's on his way down the leg side. Disappointment from Mala. They know it's a big wicket.
Now, we know the Tiger is a bit of a showman. You're as good as he is, you can be. Do they not want to end it here now? Go bang, 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 get it done.
The Tiger. Tigers are never seen. So what's his nickname? The Tiger.
Dipender Singh Airi, it's his nickname, the Tiger.
The Tiger, but why? What's the Tiger?
Because he roars like a tiger, Goffey, come
Game
on.
over.
They've just kind of gone into their shells, haven't they? Knocking it around. Happy to do it in ones and twos.
Well, Ferrari, just a little bit of form, isn't it? Get through to the final. Take some form into it. A little red inker, mate. All good for the stats. But Bandari, this is a real good knock for him. 57 now from 54. He needed it, didn't he? He needed it. He's a good player. Real good player. He was scratchy at the start, but he might have just put him into some kind of form now.
Credit to the Bolts here. Royals are still massive favourites, but if it gets to the last over, you just never know. Panic can set in here in Nepal. We've seen it, particularly in chases. I think Jagat Tamata, the head coach of the Royals, would like to get this done on the 19th. Doesn't want to take it to the 20th. The Bolts are trying everything they can to drag it out. For some reason, they're just going into their shell.
Well, he was winding up there. He was winding up for a big swing to the leg there, but he just decided against it.
That was the head coach there, Jagat Tamata, saying, come on, guys, come on. Need to move. Airi, fast hands, much more like it. All the way for 6. Any of that pressure's now been eased by the Tiger. It's 134 for 2. Well, they say you can't buy experience, and Binod Bandari has that in spades. So too now does Dipender Singh Airi. Mohammad Mohsin back into the attack. He'll bowl the penultimate over. Wicketless today and a little expensive. All it takes is one big hit to send this crowd into raptures. Bandari tried. I can assure you, so too now will Dipender Singh Airi.
Well, he wanted to finish it there, didn't he, in one delivery. It was there in the slot. And here it is, the 6. Dragged it down. It said hit me as soon as it landed. And there it went. 6. The coach can relax. He can smile now.
Good googly. Really good googly. Hasn't been picked. There's no point in trying to run him out because he'll just get 2. That's a poor piece of game awareness. The game is gone, yes. You can't throw that there.
Oh, dear, 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 dear. The wheels are falling off. They really are. Jimmy Neesham is ready to blow. He really is. You can see his blood pressure is going through the roof. He's not been happy out there today in the field. The Royals are happy. They really are.
That'll be that. It's the Sudhir Pashim Royals that advance first to the final. Top of the table in the group stages. And now cruise control. An 8-wicket victory with the minimum of fuss. And it simply delights all of the Yellow Army that have filled this ground to capacity. They were far too good for the Janakpur Bolts, who they may mate yet in that final in 3 days' time. But they have booked their ticket to Saturday, the 21st of December.
Yeah, they have indeed. A wonderful performance from the Royals. They kept him under 150. That was always the target. I thought 160 was par. And the Royals have walked it. Look at the delight in the crowd. High fives all around.
And that's Mum That's Mama Dipendra Singh Airi, Mrs. Singh Airi. She's ecstatic. So too is Tanka Timulsina, who wrote the winning song that you're listening to for the Sudhir Prashim Royals right now. And it was fitting, wasn't it, that it was Dipendra Singh Airi, given the day that he's had, that he hit the winning runs.
It was indeed. The Tiger is here to stay. He's been brilliant in the field with the ball and a little nod out with a bat. Look at the delight with the family there. Well happy, that's what it's all about. The coach, is he going to smile? I've not seen a smile yet from him, but there's relief there. They're in the final. That's the job. You get to the final, straight through, couple of days rest now, and then the wait for qualifier 2 between Karnali Yaks and the Janakpur Bolts.
He hasn't smiled much, has he? He was a bit tense in that 19th over, Jagat Tamara. He's so cool and calm. They've got the tournament's leading wicket taker, and they've got arguably the main contender for the player of the tournament in their captain, Dipendra Singh Airi. Simply sensational once more. We got sent a message earlier saying Airi doesn't need other franchise leagues. Other franchise leagues need Airi. That's how good he is. He's simply dynamite, that's what he is. Credit to Binod Bandari too for the way in which he played today. The Bolts, they'll have it all to do tomorrow. They need to turn things around, and fast.
Well, they do, and they were a bit scrappy today. They weren't at the races with a bat. 139 for 9 was a nothing score. And once the Royals got off to that good start from Saif Sahib, 32 from 23 deliveries, and Binod Bandari, who saw his team home with a fine 58 from just 55 deliveries. It was a cakewalk, a walk in the park, the delight there from the Royals fans. They'll be coming back at the weekend for what will be a blockbuster. They'll await the opposition, but what a performance from the Royals.
It's going to be simply the hottest ticket in town. I'm not sure you'll be able to get your hands on one for love nor money. This place is going to be filled to capacity again. Double figures for all 4 of the batters needed. McMullen will again look at himself and say, I should have had 45 not out, I should have hit the winning runs. But even if he doesn't get you, Airi will get you, Isham Pandey will get you, Arif Sheikh will get you, and Scotty Kugelheim brilliant with the ball again. Credit to Binod Bandari though, the star with the bat.
And there's the bowlers for the Bolts. Disappointing really all the way through. You know, Lalit Rajbansi is the star man for them with the ball. He was expensive today. 4 overs, 1 for 37. And really nothing else to talk about really. Mohamed Masen, who's been good in the tournament, he's gone for 33 off just 3.3. Shermala bowled some good deliveries, but again, expensive considering. And Jimmy Neesham too. So they've got a lot of work to do before they play tomorrow against the Karnali Yaks.
Yeah, Mohsen, the big surprise for me, his first really bad day with the ball. He's been so effective, so economical. Let's get a look at the highlights. It started with a little 1-2 salvo from Lahiru Malantha, from Saif Zaib, who was joined by Binod Bandari at the crease at 32 off 21. It was really all about Zaib at first, who had 3 4s and 2 6s. His partnership was worth 56. And then Zaib holed out to the deep. Jimmy Neesham took the simplest of catches, but that was mere respite as Bandari then started to accelerate. 3 6s for him and some very stylish strokes, not just from Bandari, but the Scot too, who plays beautifully.
Yeah, McMullen, he always looks good at the crease, looks balanced and composed, plays some beautiful shots. But there it is, the wicket coming up, caught on the boundary by a cool Jimmy Neesham. But guess who that brought to the crease? The Tiger. And there he goes, finishing it off. Binod Bandari, fantastic. Delight from his parents, Hari's parent. And there he does, the congratulations. We've done it. We've done the hard bit. We're in the final. It's all to play